Alright gang, welcome back to our Vintage Survival here on Szpakowo, and as you can see, we do not have any more room to spawn eggs, so we need to get these eggs moved so more can be spawned, so we're going to start off with that. And today may indeed be the last episode of this series. If it's not today, it'll be the next one. We've got both fields ready to harvest today, so there's not a whole lot else for us to do after that is done, obviously until the next season. And we mentioned this is going to be the last season, right? So when we were done harvesting everything, we would be done with the series pretty much. So if we don't finish everything today for whatever reason, whether it's selling stuff or whatever it may be, you know, we'll probably look to do that in the next episode and then end it there. But we'll see how today goes and make our decision at that point. The eggs should be good now. They should be able to spawn more eggs now, so we should be fine there. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are pretty good here, man, all things considered. I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, which is really a good thing to hear, right? So today, what do we got to do? Well, there's actually quite a lot, even though I said all we have to do is harvest these two fields. We do need to spray the other fields that we drilled in the last episode, so specifically, well, these specifically, and this one, and this one, I guess. Well, actually, I think that one's just mulched in it. I don't think we've actually put anything in there yet. No, we haven't. So, still, quite a number of them that are going to need to be drilled here, right? So, or sprayed, and then we'll obviously have to harvest this field and this field. So this is our sunflower field here. Let me get to a different view so maybe it's easier to see. This is our sunflower field. This is our corn field. Both of these are ready to harvest today. So we're going to be doing that. The grass field obviously is ready to harvest, but again, we don't really need to harvest the grass right now. The goats still have plenty of grass, so that's not really a concern, at least not right now. So for this harvest, we're going to be utilizing this harvester here, which, you know, it's a pretty nice one. People still seem, for whatever reason, not to love the color. I don't know why. This is just more like a generic green. It's definitely better than that teal color when we first bought it, which was the standard color. I didn't change it. That's just what the standard base color was. So we're going to move this one out of the way because we don't need this one. We need the other harvester header, which is for corn and for sunflowers. Now, the big thing with this is we're going to need to bring the semi up so we can unload, because this does not have a massive capacity. It is a very small capacity, as a matter of fact. So we definitely need to make sure that the semi is up there with us. Woo, I just went flying into that wall. Whoops. We definitely need to make sure that the semi is up there with us, so when we do get full, we can unload this very easily and continue on with our quest. We also probably could fell, or whatever they call it, I've already forgot the name from the last episode, the grapes here, although they are still colorful, so I'm not sure necessarily that, you know, we're ready to do that yet either. I think we have to wait a little bit before that actually is supposed to be happening. So we might actually not get to that before the end of the series, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Do we want to start with the sunflowers, or do we want to start with the corn first? I think sunflowers. I'll put this on a worker briefly, and then bring the semi up here, and then we'll do a little bit of the harvest, but then we're going to need to do some spraying, or at least have the worker do some spraying. The problem with the spraying is I think the worker is going to have quite a number of issues trying to do the spraying. They always get confused, so I'm not sure it'll actually work out as well as we were hoping or wanting, but we will see, I guess is how I'll put it. Alright, so we put this on a worker for the time being. Alright, go worker go. Let's get into the semi here. Okay, that's alright, that's fine. I don't think that was actually Byron, but okay, whatever. That's fine, car. Just fly on past. You're lucky I saw you and didn't keep on going. I would have just drilled you in the side of the side of your door. Okay, I don't know I mean, I guess I can just kind of put this right here-ish on the path that, you know, the harvester is actually currently working on. The worker is actually working on, I guess is how I should put it. I guess I can just put it somewhere in this vicinity here. That way it's kind of in the middle-ish, so it's easy for us to bring the harvester over here and unload it. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we need to get the sprayer. I'm going to get that working as well in the same time period. We might as well go ahead and start doing this. Let the worker do a little bit of that. It's going to take him a few minutes, and then he's going to be full, and when he gets full, then we'll probably take over, I would think. But we do need to get all these fields sprayed as well today, so we got plenty of herbicide in here, I think, to do all the fields. I don't think it'll be an issue. But if it is, I guess we'll have to go buy some more. Might need to do second applications of fertilizer as well, so there's actually quite a lot to do. Which is why I'm saying there is a chance that we might do a second episode here. I'm not positive, but there is a chance. Because we got a lot of fields to spray. All of those fields that we sprayed have to have the second application of fertilizer put down on them, and then we have those 2 fields to harvest as well. So that's why I'm thinking there is a slim chance for sure that we still will have another episode. But I guess we'll figure that out as we move along, right? So poker night last night did not go to plan. I didn't win, unfortunately, really anything. Even at cash, I didn't really win anything. Got into a big, massive hand, and wild card games were being played. And whenever wild card games are played, you just never know what's going to happen, right? It's no more skill; it's all luck on the cash stuff. So I was hanging on for a relatively long time, and then got into a hand where I think I would have a better chance of winning the lottery than what actually happened to me. So that was a bit unfortunate that the odds of that hand actually happening, and it did. Pretty crazy. All right, this field is done. Well, with the herbicide, I guess it's done. All right, we're good. I thought there was a little bit there that I missed, but I don't think I did. I think it was fine anyway, but, you know, we'll just do a little more splash and dash as we go past it, if you will. All right, they nearly have a full tank, which we kind of expected that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head up here. We're going to put this on a worker. And then we'll take over for the harvesting of the worker on doing the harvesting. And let the worker do the spraying here for a little bit. Like I said, I hope it doesn't happen, but I fully expect them to have issues with these trees and everything. That's always an issue, and the poles and everything else. But I guess we'll find out. Worker's almost gone around the headland, so that's good for us. Alright, the worker takes that over. We take this over. I almost like set it up perfectly, I feel like. I think we're going to be very, very close to the semi here when we are full. Alright. Let's back the semi up here. It's just going to be easier to do it that way. Well, that went well. There we go. So let's get to work here. We've got a lot to do, like I said. We'll see how much we can get done today, and if we don't get it all done, then we'll do a second episode. It's not that big of a deal. we've got nothing but time. All right, we're making really good progress here, gang, so we're going to go ahead and do the fertilizing as well. I'm going to put the worker back on doing the cornfield once that's done unloading, which it should be probably by about now. But yeah, real good progress. And I don't think I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, but I mean, we got $357,000, gang. That's an insane amount of money for this type of a series. So we've definitely created a very successful series here and a very successful farm. Still a small farm by my standards, at least by American standards, I would say this is a small farm still. But in regard to what we actually own and what we've accomplished here, it is quite a large farm, really. Now, I'm going to do a quick autosave here because we haven't. And so we make sure the game doesn't crash or anything like that on me. I'm going to take a look here and make sure that what I'm doing isn't a waste, because it very well could be, I guess, depending on the situation here. We need that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Yep, we need... Well, it looks like I missed a couple of the old ones too, so if it lets me do it, if it isn't going to kill the crop, I'll probably do those as well. Probably going to need more fertilizer. I guess I forgot to do that in the last episode. I think I said we ran out of things to do towards the end of the last episode, but we could have did the fertilizing. I just kind of forgot about it. It happens. So, we'll try to get all of these fields done while the worker continues doing the corn harvest. We gotta do this one, this one. I mean, all of them, really. All the fields that we've drilled really need to be fertilized. But like I said, I'm not sure the ones are going to let us. We might have missed our target there, and by missed our target, I mean we might have missed our window to do those. We shall see, I guess. everything else seems to be, you know, going well. I need to start the line production again. I didn't turn on the belt, so we need to do that. But everything else, I mean, everything else is running, right? Everything else is running, doing well, if you will. Yeah, things are good, man. Definitely gonna run out of fertilizer. Definitely. So, I think based off of, you know, everything I'm telling you right now and everything you're seeing right now, this is going to be the last episode of this series. Bittersweet for sure. It's been a lot of fun. But, yeah. Time to move on to newer and bigger things. And as I mentioned a number of times before, but I'll mention it once more here, there will be another vintage survival that will be on the channel before you know it. I promise it'll be a lot sooner than you think. Not sure if I'm going to call it a season 2 of this one or if we're just going to start over. I'm not sure yet. And when I say season 2 of this one, I'm not saying on this map, but it'd be a different map. But I don't know if I want to make it a continuation of this or not. We will make that decision as we move along here. Before the next one, I guess, comes out, I'll make that decision. That's how I should put it. Alright, the worker has a full tank, so we're going to need to fix that here in just a second. I'm going to try to run out the rest of this fertilizer here first. We're going to have to do another strip down the middle, yep. And we're going to run out before we finish this field. I was hoping we were going to get this field done, but we're just simply not going to be able to do so. And there you go, it's out. Alright, so we'll just stop this here for right now. Let's jump over to the harvester. I guess I can just drive the semi over there. I guess I could do that. Alright, that's unloading. Let's head on back here. Let's get some more fertilizer. We're just going to buy a whole thing of fertilizer for this. I mean, we might as well. You know, it's going to be ending as a working farm anyway, so why not? In the process of doing that, I am going to go over here and attempt to drive over the canola field over here. Just see if it does anything, if it kills any of the crop. Just kind of on the corner, so it really doesn't make a big difference if we do lose a little bit of it, right? Okay, we can drive across everything, it looks like, so we should be good to do the fertilization. Shouldn't be a problem. Alright, I got it all bought. I actually turned on the belt as well for the stones to be turned into lime, so that's going as well. Probably should have put that on camera, but I didn't, so you've seen me do that 1,000 times, though, so it's not that big of a deal. So we're going to work on this field first here, since we do need this one to be done as well, and then we'll head back up there and complete the one field that we left off with, and then move on to the other ones from there as well. So there's a lot of fields to fertilizer, right? To fertilize. This one, and then the one field we, drilled in the last episode as well. We've got to do that one too. So there's quite a lot to do here. That's why that was such a long time-lapse. I wanted to get that time-lapse done to see if there was a potential for us to be able to do this as well. It's going to be a longer episode than normal, but, that's okay. All of these beehives, and we still didn't get a full pallet from last month. I mean, that is insanity to me. I talked about that a number of times in the last episode. I know I did. But it's insanity. I mean, look at how many I have. That is crazy. Maybe it's more realistic in real life. I don't know. I don't really know anything about beekeeping. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know anything about it. Maybe it's more realistic that way compared to, what it was in the past. But it just seems extremely, like an extreme change to what we were used to. And I say we were used to, I'm talking about previous games, right? I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. You can definitely, shrink it down like you did with the silage. Like they definitely made the silage a little bit more difficult to make a ton of money on. You still make a ton of money on it, but it's not as much as in the last game. You could have done something similar to that. But I just feel like they dropped it too much, if that makes any sense. All right, we should be good here in just a second. There's a couple little rough edges for sure around here, but we got most of it, so we'll take it. All right, let's head down here and finish this one up, which I think that one's too far along for me to drive across. I think that one's way too far along. As a matter of fact, we do have one more episode left. I forgot about this. I forgot about that soybean field. We do have one more episode. I'm sure somebody's already yelling at me in the comments about it. Like, what are you talking about, see? Whoops. We do have one more left. So, maybe I won't do all of the fertilizing today. Maybe we'll save some of that fertilizing. We're going to need to anyway, since we have to do that harvest. I thought we were done. I forgot about that field. Whoops. It's a bit embarrassing. Oh, well. Too late now, I guess. I might not be able to get the other fields, though, fertilized. The second application of fertilizer, though, if I don't do them now. That's all right. That's all right. We'll just wait and see how it goes. We've got other fields to drill next episode, too, you know, when we do that harvest. So I was very much incorrect with my statement. And this is really far along in the episode now, so... Anyway. It won't say end on the thumbnail, so maybe or end in any of the... you know, the title, so maybe that'll help give it away. I don't know. Anyway. Alright, let's see. We got another pass here. A couple rough edges around all of this. I didn't really do the greatest job here of the fertilizing, did I? Normally I do a pretty decent job of this. Whoops. Right, I'm actually going to try to touch this little section up down here. It's not anything crazy. It's probably not going to make that big of a difference on the yield, but it's kind of driving me crazy. Maybe it's that little section there that wasn't drilled. Maybe that's what it is. I think it is what it is. Oh, there's nothing I can do about it now, I guess. Alright, so we're going to take this back, and then we're going to finish up the corn harvest wherever we're currently standing at. By the time we get all this back to the yard, we'll take over for the worker, finish that corn harvest, and then, yeah, these should be soybeans, right? These are soybeans, I think. Yep, I completely forgot about the soybeans. That is my fault. Whoops. I thought we did those for some reason already. I shouldn't have. I should have known better, but I don't know why. For some reason, I thought we had already did those. Whoops. Alright, we actually don't have much left to do here. Just this couple more passes. Probably 3 passes, maybe. Maybe 4. And we'll be done. Which isn't too bad at all. Yeah, I think it's going to be 4. We'll have to unload here in just a second, and then continue our quest here, huh? I don't like how if I go through too many machines, some of the machines just turn off. It happened like that sometimes in FS22 as well. I don't know why it does that. Like the game, when you flip through so many, it just automatically turns stuff off. It's a little weird. Like, I don't want that stuff to be off, right? So why are you turning it off? Doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway. So there's a lot of corn in there. Let's see. How are our productions doing while we're waiting on this to happen? The foil tunnels are fine. We do need corn in here. We've got some honey in here, but we do need corn so we can continue to make the Maize Tex hats. Straw hats are still underway. Maybe I don't know. I think there's probably enough water in there. I was going to say maybe we need to drop some water in there, but I don't know. I think there might be enough. Stones are going. The grain mill, sunflowers are going. Everything is going, really. Everything's on selling, which is what we want. Pickle production, again, same thing. And then the dairy, we got to move some of the goat cheese over potentially, but otherwise, yeah. I mean, things are going there. I talked about the special dairy, and we were talking recently. I say we, Crest2, Wrestling Money Gaming, and myself, were talking recently about the competitive one-tile challenge. We really haven't installed too many, if any, productions, and we were kind of talking about productions, and so I think that's the next step, is we're going to get kind of an agreement on all of us on what we're going to do as far as the productions go, and what we're going to install from a production perspective. We're certainly not going to install hundreds, but we're going to install quite a few, I think. That way we can kind of keep it fresh, and we're not all utilizing the exact same thing every time. Not that we can't. We can. You absolutely can use what everyone else is using. There's no limit on that. But, you know, just give us a little bit more options to choose from, I guess is how I will put it. Especially in the early on stage, right? The early on stage, you're probably going to have to make a decision between one of a handful or more productions that you want to use. Versus later on in the series, when maybe we have a little bit more money incoming, might not be as big of a deal for you to figure out which one is the most important one for you, right? You might be able to just do both of them, or you can do both of them in a very relatively short period of time. Yep, one more pass after this and we're done. Alright, that's all done. We're unloading the corn here, gang, and we are done with the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button on the case you have yet to do so. They are free to do. They help me out more than you could possibly imagine. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. I'm happy to get back to you about anything and everything. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There's a Discord link down below. My other channels down below. Everything you need, as always, it's down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your continued support. One more episode to go, and this series is over, gang. Thanks for watching.